Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Titan chain ladder pattern snow tire chains. These have V-bar links and cams, and you can find them right here on our 2021 Ford Bronco. If you need a lot of traction because you're planning on going over roads that have a lot of ice or a lot of snow, that's what these tire chains are for. So the main features of these tire chains is that they have V-bar links, they have twist links, they're made of low carbon, and they're shaped in a ladder pattern. So in this video, I'll explain exactly what those mean to help you decide on what is the right tire chain for your adventures and your Ford Bronco. The first thing is that this is formed in a ladder pattern. So there's usually two types of patterns. So there's the diamond pattern, which covers a bit more of your tire. Then there's the ladder pattern, which is the traditional style. The cross chains forming this ladder pattern are made of twist links and they have V-bars. So expect that as you drive on the road, because you have that extra traction, you're also gonna hear and feel a slight bump, bump, bump as you go on the road. While I do recommend using a rubber tensioner, which I had on this earlier, well, I took it off because this also has cam tensioners, so you can get enough tension with just the integrated cams. You get the tool for it. This allows you to tighten it down, choose which cams you need to tighten down, really get that tension down, that way it's secure to your tire all on its own. Let's talk about the links that make up this tire chain. So they are made of a low carbon steel. The focus of a low carbon steel link is durability. That's why you also have these V-bars. You want it to be strong and durable enough to handle that extreme ice and extreme snow. So speaking of snow, that's what the twist links are for. Compared to square links, which focus on that traction in the ice, twist links are good for deep snow because they don't get caught up in the snow. And then you have the V-bars adding that traction for the ice. So you can see how it covers all of the bases when it comes to traction in extreme weather conditions. I have these installed on our rear tires. That's because per owner's manual of your Ford Bronco, that's what it says to do. Another thing is these are the tire size 255, 75, R17. The Ford Bronco does come with different tire size options depending on your trim level, so make sure to find that tire size. It's printed on your sidewall, and use that number on our etrailer fit guide so that you can get the best fit for your wheels. Before I guide you through the install process, let's first talk about how these chains arrive. So they arrive as a pack of 2 chains right inside this canvas bag. You also get the tool for your cam tensioners. So the back of the bag has the instructions for how to install this, but I do recommend checking out the video because I figured out the easiest way for me to install it, which is really pretty easy to do because you have a good amount of clearance in the back. It does involve kind of reaching behind your tires, but it's not that bad. My personal thoughts about these tire chains though is that I would recommend them if you're planning on going over a lot of ice and a lot of deep snow. If you're not planning on going over those extreme weather conditions, let's say you just have a light dusting of snow, I would recommend something more low-key, not as intense. We have an easier to use tire chain called the Titan Chain Diamond Alloy Snow Tire Chain. That's a little bit more low profile. It's diamond pattern, so it covers more of your tires and it has square links. But if you're looking for something that checks off all the boxes, you have really deep snow, you have a lot of ice, and you want that tension on your tires so that you have that security and the traction to go over all those things, this might be a really good option for you. So let's take a look at that install process. What I do first is I just set out my tire chains on the garage floor just to check that everything looks good. I highly recommend you do this too, pretty much the instant your tire chains arrive. That way you can be familiar with the tire chains and how to install them, figure all of that out in the warmth of your garage and not stranded by the side of the road. So I'm just gonna make sure everything is good and that nothing is tangled, nothing's warped or cracked or missing. A good way to check that it's facing the right way is make sure that your hooks are facing away from your vehicle and then the flat portion is on your vehicle or on your tires. That way you're less likely to accidentally puncture them. Once everything looks good, I have the cams facing out. That way all I need to do is grab them from the center and then drape them carefully over my tire. Try to get your chains evenly distributed. That means an equal amount of length of chain on each side of the tire. Once you've done that, you can now make your back connections. So here we have our links, and then we have this hook. So just make those connections in the back. You can put it on the fourth or the third link, whichever you think has better tension. And now here in the front, we're gonna bring our chains forward, and then we have this hook here. You're gonna want to bring that hook through the chain from the back and then bring it forward for tension. Just like that, we already have really good tension. That's because I used the last link on the front and then about the fourth link in the back. But to get even more tension, we have these tensioners. So we are going to use the included tool to tighten these cams. That's it. All I needed to do was tighten down 2 cams. I had 2 more still, but we already have really good tension. An extra thing I'm going to do just as an extra precaution is add some rubber tensioners. So these rubber tensioners are just an extra precaution that I like to put in my tire chains. That's because as I go over rough terrain, even if I go in reverse, the fit is going to change on your tire, and then this will just adjust to that change. So you can see that even with our rubber tensioners, they didn't really change the fit of our tire chain, which is actually a good thing because it shows that our cam tensioners are working and we already have a good fit. Now do this exact same thing on the other side. Afterwards, I recommend driving forward or backwards a couple feet and then going out and double checking that everything is still in place. If it is, then you are good to go, and that's it for the install process. And that was a look right here at our Titan Chain Ladder Pattern Snow Tire Chains with V-bar links and cams here on our 2021 Ford Bronco.